What's going on? This is Greg. Greg said it. Sliding on in here on our Sunday conversation. Just doing a little mic check here. Let me know if you can hear me. If you hear me, holla if you hear me. Test one, test two. Well, we back here live for our weekly conversation here, where we basically just looking at what can we expect from these Colorado Buffaloes in 2024. We kind of slide around this conversation up to this point, kind of just here and there. But I just thought this would just be the appropriate time to kind of touch on it with the changes finally coming to a head here. We're looking at a time where things are starting to settle in. It's no more portal talk for the most part. I mean, of course, the recent activity with the coaching change is going to open up a whole nother round of portal talk. I think it's like a 30-day window for what's going on. And we just pretty much at a place where, let me see here. We just pretty much at a place where, the portal is open for maybe a few teams. I know Alabama has their little opening. You also have Washington, which we'll kind of get into. Washington's coach is left, so that gives them a little chance to move around. So typically, when a coach moves to another program, they give them that ability, that access for them to move. So we might have a little extra activity here and there for a few schools because they coach just left. And but for the most part, everything, the dust is pretty much settling. School is about to start. Players are reporting, and it's not going to be a whole lot more change. Being that workouts about to start, I know the first team meeting should have been somewhere around, I don't know, maybe today, somewhere this weekend, I believe. And the new players are in. So the dust is starting to settle. And it's not going to be so much more hype. But I think the next round of excitement is going to be actually seeing the guys, well off, is starting to do some videos where they're showing the guys coming in and starting to ramp it back up. Going to start seeing more meetings and start seeing more meetings. And yeah, this new, what year is Greg Goldberg? You say he's committed. Is he 2024, 2025? That'll be interesting. I know his dad was, I think, a linebacker. But yeah, this thing about to pick up. We're gonna have some stuff to talk about as we see these guys. Because content, outside the season, there's no season content, there's no games. And as the practices start pick back up, we can kind of have a better insight of what this team is going to look like, especially compared to last year this time. At the very least, we get to see these guys kind of do some drills. It's not going to be any pads on. We get to see them in the weight room. We get to see some the DBs and the QB and whatever running routes. We can get a better feel of what they look like and the chemistry. So we'll have some things to talk about. You never know what's going to happen with Colorado, where these people are, we know what's going on with this all immediate hype. 2024 is a hype. I knew he had to be a linebacker. He said 2024. Okay. So that's pretty good. Definitely some linebacker. I know Goldberg, I guess he was a decent linebacker. I think when he played, he was another football player, a wrestler football player, kind of like the Rock linebackers went into wrestling. So I haven't seen him play. Hope he's pretty good. I would assume he's pretty good at recruiting him, but maybe we'll get more on that. But for now, all we have is what we know we have, and we just got another D lineman out of New Mexico State, and he's a pretty big guy. I think he's about 6'6", 250. He just came in over the week, and we know also that Jaquez Robinson has left, and I think the writing was on the wall for him. I guess he's graduating or graduated to be able to do that. I don't know, or maybe just open up for him to be able to do. I don't know where he's going. But I know the secondary is deep. It's deep. I mean, you had him coming in with Travis J, with the healthy Travis J. You just brought in, Hodge, and then you had those young boys, Solomon, and then you had Tanggula. and a couple other guys, Jones, um, and of course you had Slusher, Simon Craig, and who else I'm missing? Just we got a pretty healthy young group of safeties. Yeah, we got a pretty young group of safeties. So yeah, I don't know if he's a good fit. I think outside of just him being injured, I think he just was a good fit. I don't think he got him along. It was more than Charles Kelly. I think Robinson just struggled to fit into the culture and the system or something. I don't know. He fell out with some coaches because there's a little more going on than injury from what I've seen. There was some other stuff going on behind the scenes, personal, and I don't think it's going to change just by him. Charles Kelly leaving probably hurt because that was the guy he had a connection and he had a connection with him and experience with. I think it's the other side of the team that it was some kind of disconnect. So, it's not a big deal. Somebody like Robinson leave, Willie Gaines leave. Really, a lot of guys who are unhappy need to go ahead and leave if they can. I don't know what's going to happen with Bishop. I mean, I know I saw him at the ceremony, but I don't know if some things happened since then. But I know Bishop's going to be out. So we got a lot of, some of those guys who came last year are already out the door. I know we saw Breedlove leave, so it's going to be an interesting thing. But the good thing about it is they're not leaving without somebody to replace them. So it's looking pretty interesting. I look forward to the coming weeks. Y'all definitely make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, but make sure y'all definitely subscribe to the bell notification because in the coming weeks I got a feeling we're gonna have a lot of content come through, not just for me, but pretty much all people in this space. It's going to be interesting. Maybe even from the standpoint of some of these extra portal windows opening, some moving around from Washington and Alabama. It's just just to say a few, maybe some opportunities there. We really pretty good with the D line from what we have as far as depth. Maybe get another linebacker or two. Don't forget that we already had some linebackers who were young, let them kind of develop. And so we're probably not as bad as we think. So that's why we really need to see what's really going on. I'll say this. I just ran across an article. Y'all let me know. Somebody was making a comment about maybe just the media being the media. Coach, Colorado wants Warren Sapp, but his background may be a concern. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fireworks. I don't know if that's just a rumor. I don't know if that's something that's really going on right now. But I do know that Warren Sapp, outside his personality, I don't know much about him personally, but I know people dig up stuff on you, and the haters gonna try to stir up stuff to block him from coming. Because I know that if Coach Prime get the pieces that he need and he get the coaching, it's gonna be a problem. Because a lot of people want to question what Warren Sapp is capable of. We know what he's capable of personally, and we know he has a technique. If he can find a way to translate it, it's going to be a very skilled defensive line. And I don't think people really want that. I don't think they really want that from a skill perspective, having two Hall of Famers on one staff, but just the name itself. Because, defense have been one of those things. I mean, Coach Prime, he's been known to be able to recruit those skill guys. So when you got somebody who really can attract those big boys on that D line, that's a problem. And I know a lot of players have been sitting around kind of waiting to see what Colorado's going to do coaching wise because Coach Kelly left. So people want to know who's going to be the defensive coordinator. And I know on the offense, we did find out who the offensive lineman coach is, but at the same time, we're trying to figure out it haven't been officially announced. Who's going to be the coordinator. I mean, for the offense, what do you say? Webster. And now Webster. He's the highest grade linebacker in the Porter. His run stop defense grade 9.42. What are we? I think I talked about Webster last year. I mean, not last year. Last week. I'm trying to remember. Webster is where did he come from? What did D-line? Where did Webster come from? He came from. Did he come from? He's not one from FAU, is he? Is that Webster from FAU? Yeah, because I know he had Webster. The brother was a receiver, and then one is a linebacker. Yeah, I know he come from FAU. So did he? Maybe I missed something. Did he come from? Did he sign yet? Did he commit yet? I know the brother did. And we were in talks about can we get the brother. Did they both come? Did I miss something? Is it official that he's coming as well at linebacker? Anybody know? I know I was watching it, but I don't remember ever getting um, the official on what brother was coming. I know they say he's pretty good, and they actually people wanted him more than the brother. They say Trevor Woods is going to play. He's going to have to fight this year for me. He really had to fight. He really had to fight last year. I mean, just the linebacker core was so it was easy to slide somebody in there. They weren't doing nothing. We could have pulled somebody out the dorm room and played last year. It was shameful for a D1 college not having no linebackers. Dang. Yeah, I mean, Trevor Woods would be good on special teams, as far as I'm concerned. Both are committed now. Oh, when that commitment come through, you definitely needed that linebacker, and I haven't seen it, but I just heard a lot of talks about him when the brother came through. Like this guy here is gonna be legit. Now FAU again, they're gonna underestimate these guys, kind of like what you seen from Jackson State. FAU is no Power 5 program. That's why they didn't really honor that. The Shador was going there. It's like that. So, okay. Well, that makes sense. He said he came through today. That makes sense because, like I said, that window is closing up. You know, if Coach Prime wants on the staff, he's going to be on the staff. I think he's going to want to be on the staff. I just see the gossip, the rumor mill. I don't know, was it on MSN or something? Just me open this page up. Honestly, it was talking about. I didn't even open the article and read it, but they already trying to stir up some whatever conversation. They try, hello, Shirley. So I think the biggest issue is you already see where they're going with this thing. You already see that, kind of almost like what you see in politics, but it's one sided. And we see that in politics too, where, I know a lot of hype comes with Coach Prime. He is the media guy. You say he signed up for that. But it also opens him up to be treated differently than other coaches. It's very catty, very lack of honor and respect for him as a coach. It's very reality TV-ish, and they blame him on the fact he has reality TV. See, when you show yourself to a person, your human self, like you could be way up here, and it's like, wow, that's that guy. But with this access that we have to celebrities and things now, it kind of it shows that humanity, and it makes people kind of lose that respect for you. And I think that's what happened with Coach Prime. People have so much access to him, and they get to see the human side of him and the funny side and the family side of him. They forget who they're talking to. They forget like real quick. And maybe some people younger, but they forget who he is. You get their question what he's capable of transferring to these kids. The same thing with Warren Sapp. It's some nerve of you to say, I don't know if he can teach. He got more knowledge in his pinky toe than most coaches. You can't say that somebody that played at that level has not the ability to translate some knowledge, especially they've been doing it, especially they known for giving tips and strategies to the guys, even when they were in the analyst role. And Deion was doing that at combine. He was doing it. He said it wasn't just in the college, in the high school boys and the little league boys he was doing it with. He's been known to give advice and help out even the guys in the pros. So these people have been really, really itching to do it. I can see somebody like they say Ray Lewis want to do it too. These guys have so much knowledge, they want to pass it forward, especially as they get older. And that's what Warren Sapp is doing, really. He just got so much. I don't think he really wanted to coach like that, but I think at this point, he just want to kind of pay it forward. Especially when you come from the old school and you look at this new generation and anything you do, you see they do things a lot differently, and you feel like, man, they losing the art of what we did, whatever it is. We talking football right now. You see somebody in a game that come from a fundamental side of the game, a disciplined and structured side of the game, and they played the game differently. And you just want to kind of give it back, because if you don't, it's just gonna look real different. And it's already starting to look different. Not only the rules different, how the kids play is different, how they approach the game is different, how they tackle is different, how they block is different, their aggression is different. Not just, they want to dance and showboat after everything, but it's just a different mentality. So some of these old school guys can kind of help preserve whatever left of football. Maybe even help prevent injury, because you notice a lot of these guys, they played a long time. Sap played a long time. Dion played a long time, even while playing baseball. His body took a toll. It took a toll on his body, but you got to also think about the fact that these people did something right. They didn't have no season, career ending injury, because they played ball a certain way. It's a lot of things they can transfer, even how to maintain your body. Because you really think about it, if you really think about this, these guys really, they are a a lost breed at the end of the day. They don't make them like that anymore, and we got to see the value in that and how it can help these boys in this new generation. And I don't think people see that, but I do see that at the end of the day, what they say, we just landed Goldberg. When is Goldberg coming? Everybody's mentioning Goldberg, so that must be a new development. When is Goldberg coming? Is he coming at the end, or is he trying to come in January? I doubt he's just committing that he's coming in early. I will assume he's coming in the summer. I could be wrong, but that's good. Add on to the linebacker, add on to where, because I know next year is going to be heavy recruiting in the secondary. It's going to have to be, because I know that Shiloh is going to be leaving. I know Travis is going to be leaving. I think Hodge probably had like 1 year. I'm still forgetting somebody else that was recruited. Wasn't there another secondary outside of Hodge, or was he the only one transfer? But I know that those three are going to be out. I don't know if this is going to be Travis J last year or not. I know he's played for some years. I know he didn't play last year. So it's going to be a lot of guys who leave out their secondary, especially in the starting capacity. So it's going to open up a room for people like a Kamani. I know for sure now I'm missing a cornerback that's out there. Who's the other cornerback that came in? Slipped my mind. Long rangy cornerback. He came from some school. I think he's like his second or third year. Can't remember what school he came from. Can't remember his name. But we know that a lot of things, a lot of gaps going to have to be filled. A lot of receivers going to be here, but your quarterback going to be gone. So this is the year for Colorado to put it all together. And it start right now. Like, they have no time to waste, no time to drink and drive. I will like to see, people say they played too much last year. People say they flexed too much last year. I would like to see how different they look. We saw a kind of tone that they had at the end of the year, where they were making certain comments and videos got shorter and they only showed the sideline. I think you live and you learn from what assets you give people. So I'm wondering how the content will be different on Well Off and Reach the People. I wonder what the difference is going to be. Maybe it just be more behind the scenes personality, which is fine, than what's actually going on the field. Because, man, we got a lot of insight on that field. And I think we want to, but maybe we don't want the people we playing against to kind of know the strength and weaknesses like that. Too much access. But we see that Alabama, speaking of Alabama just got the coach from Washington. Might be a good fit because of the fact that, Washington has been very strong since he's been there. I can't remember how quite long he's been there, but I know he's been pretty solid. He's been solid as far as their record and his production. So maybe, unless he doesn't fit into the culture, maybe a good fit for Alabama, and maybe that'll slow down that turnover. And I think some players may give him a chance. I don't know. I think sometimes the players will leave because I notice when a coach come in, he bring his whole staff. He typically do. And if those players have a relationship with some of those position coaches and where they end up going, that I think that opens up a chance for the players to leave anyway, because they didn't want to risk building a relationship with not only a new head coach, but a new position coach. A new position coach can mess around and change your position. He can change your depth. He can recruit some guys to come in and take your spot. It's a weird thing when you get a whole new staff come in. But yeah, we see Alabama, they hurry up and got him in place quick. They got a quality coach. It's gonna be interesting. We almost act as if nobody has ever coached before Nick Saban. He's not the first. I think they say he's like the 20-something coach. And what's going on, Raheem? And what did they say? The new bigger defensive lineman coming up to a minute of last year. I will not be starting. We have some huge. I mean, there's some guys. I know Walker coming off the edge. I know McNeil was pretty good. I think Payne coming back. I mean, you got to realize you got to have some depth. People get hurt. We seen that last year. So we don't know what's going to happen. We just know that when somebody go down, we need that next person up on offense and defensive line, because we know people get hurt and we know other crap happen, like random people just not playing and Coach Prime ain't dressing people and probation, suspensions. We know all that happens. So you want depth. I think they all get better. McNeil played solid in that middle. I think they had Payne. And we really didn't have a lot of linemen that, we can say was going to play anyway. But we know the ones who stood out, especially towards that second half of the season. So we got a couple guys that should be able to play. I don't have anything against Sherwood, but last year he was getting run over and run by. He's a special team guy. He's definitely not a linebacker. People talk about he did well and not all these excuses. I watched him along with the other linebackers, and he didn't read worth crap. He committed to holes before the ball was there. So I mean, play action will eat him up. Even if the ball was going there, he went in the wrong hole. He go in the A gap, the ball go in the B gap. We go to the B gap, the ball go in the A gap. It's like, very, very unskilled. Him and Bentley. Bentley gonna have trouble. He gonna have to be a special team guy too, and he'll been played about 5-6 years. But I watched them guys; they did not read the ball well at all. So, I don't put anything past you what you all saying. I think he's gonna be, like you said, a special teams guy. He can't play in the safety. He ain't got the hips or the speed. Can't play linebacker. Man, put that man on go punt return team. Go block some punts. The punt team, the kickoff team. Put them on all them. He'd be good there. What did he say? If they let Bishop back, he gets together. He's a beast. I don't know. I think he is. I don't know what mentally was going on with Bishop. Bishop didn't really make no huge debt in the defense last year. I barely even noticed when he was out there. The biggest boom that we got from Bishop was as a fullback on the goal line at TCU. He made his his claim to fame. Then I don't know what Bishop been doing. I mean, I know he seems to not hold weight. He kind of cuts weight, so he's really a tweeter. He's not as he's come in and say 290. He definitely wasn't 290. He may end up being about 270. So he's not as big, especially to be in the tackle role. And then just his head is all over the place, man. He needs. I don't know what he be thinking about, but whatever he did to get suspended, you can imagine, because he's just kind of all over. He's a wild card, and I think they like him as a person and personality, but man, he's loose. He's a loose cannon. So I don't know, bring him back will help or what. I don't know what he did. He had to do something. He had to do something that caused him to no longer be on the team, be put off the team. And I think it was pretty significant from what I'm hearing. I don't know the exact details, but it was significant. And we know it's significant because you just don't do that for fun. But you also look at all them boys that came in and push him right out the way. So I really don't know. It will be a loss at this point. Like I said, we got the guy came in from New Mexico, and then we have Big Barnes in the middle, and we have Wiggins came in. And I can't say none of these guy names. My guy from Pitt, they had these African names, Pitt and Houston. And who else we had come in? I'm missing. I just know them names stand off on top on the guys who's coming in for D-line. So the depth is there. I know we got another edge rusher. We got from Kentucky. So the depth is there. Or like I said, 1-2 pieces at linebacker and we good. I think it's looking good. But I think what's really going to prove it over these next 2 to 3 weeks as we see well off, hopefully they pumping out some content. We see them in the gym. Now, yeah, everybody's saying Goldberg. Is Goldberg coming early though? I mean, because he's young and he come late, would it be even a factor? Would Goldberg really be a factor if he just committed and he coming in, let's say June? Would it be a factor? I'm not sure he would be a factor if he comes in June, because the guys who gonna play gonna be here now. Because there's gonna be no excuse for you not knowing the defense. It's gonna be no excuse for chemistry. We're not gonna bank on people being the core of the team in July. You can't really bank on that. It really has to be some guys who get as much time together as possible. Because like I said, this is it. Shador, Travis, core guys, the big name guys, this is it. And I'm gonna ask y'all a sensitive question, and we're gonna close out. How long y'all think Coach Prime hangs around after Shador leaves? I know people say that, but that's always been in the back of my head for a guy who started coaching. Yeah, for a guy who's coaching, who started coaching, not because he wanted to be a coach. He started coaching for his sons. He started coaching because he didn't like people coaching his son. Like, are y'all talking 4 years from now or 4 years total? When y'all get these time, y'all talking about 4 more years, 3 to 5 more years, or total? Because you gotta also look at the fact he's in his 50s. His children no longer be there, especially after his daughter gone. This is her true. So let's say she do 4 more years. So I guess where y'all get that from. Do he stay and coach? Unless somebody stay there with him. Unless they come back and coach with him. I can see that. Like, unless one of his sons come back and coach with him, depending on the NFL stint. His kids are no longer there. He wants to be where they are. Does Bucky hang around when his brothers? Is it the same? Do you know what I'm saying? Like you really, I see Bucky started off really filming his brothers. He started off really filming his brothers because that's the assets he got. You don't have access to people you don't know. Matter of fact, his assets came through his brothers to the other guys. So without your brothers being there, how close can you really be to the other guys? So you see well off media looking different. Because a lot of his content, especially when it's slow, is his family. His content, with them at practice or hanging out or going to his dad's house, when you lose that, when they grown and go off, even that looks different. So you think he would coach and go to another Power 5? Y'all say, so y'all think that Coach Prime will coach at another school? I don't know. I mean, because people talk a lot of talk about Coach Prime leaving for the money, but you see Washington coach up and left for a better opportunity. He up and left a good program for a better opportunity. Do we really put that past Coach Prime? Do we say, okay, the cold was cute. My son's leave, I'm going back down south. I don't really have no extra reason to stay here. Maybe I get an opportunity in the south, or do I just, like you said, I'm with Colorado forever? Do y'all really believe that? Do y'all really believe, one, he gonna coach long after his son's leave, and two, do you believe that he gonna stay in Colorado? I mean, Colorado's nice, but I'm just curious. I think in my heart of heart, I don't know if he loves coaching that much to do it for another 10, 15, 20 years. I could be wrong. He get the coach, but 10, 15, 20 more years without his son, that would be interesting. This coaching, like, will he still be passionate? Because I know he's passionate about coaching his sons. I do know that, and I think that's what add the extra incentive to take this journey and take all that, because he don't have to. I mean, he really don't. He don't need the money like that. He can go do some commercials. He can go build his own brand and do other stuff. He don't have to. So what makes you give up 24/7 of your life to coach when you don't have to? Well, that's not your brand. His brand is not as a coach. His brand is as a personality. His personality is this, whether he coaches or not. Y'all, I just wonder. I just be real. I'm not a hater. I'm just real with the situation. I don't see him coaching. Let's say what's this 2024. Can y'all see him still coaching in 2029? Limping. You got to think about health. His feet hurting. Like, is it worth it? So you think, okay, so let me ask you this. If he gets a championship within the next few years, do he still coach? Let's say he get a championship within 2 to 3 years. Shoot, let's say if he get a Big 12 championship in the next 2 to 3 years, do he still? And let's say he get in the playoff. What else do he have to prove? He proved he can win at the Big 12. I mean, at the top level. He proved he can put people in the draft. What else do you have to prove? One extra year. What's that extra year? It's my extra year after Shador league, at the Bossy league, like one extra year. Or 1 year after you win the championship. Do you think he will make sure Hart and more other coaches follow him? We'll go first. I think we leave them hanging. I mean, that's he. I don't know. I don't know. I think he wants them to be able to get their own job. I think Coach Hart wants. He say he wants to be a head coach. That's what Hart say. That's what Hart say. Now I don't know if that's the goal for the rest of them. He wants to be on top. So he's going for a national championship. Then people throw back in his face. He didn't even win the Celebration Bowl. He don't know how to win. So I think that's a lot of things that's feeding it too. I think there's a lot of things that's feeding it too. No other team's going to give him that power. Yeah, I think he tried to pull it off. He's staying 5 years total. So I guess y'all saying he got 4 more years to figure this thing out. Or he's done either way. 4 more years and he out one way or another. And I say he'd be about 60. Well, he'd be past 60. 5 more years. It'd be early 60s. And he might say, you know what? I'm going to go enjoy my family. I got some grandkids. And I'm walking around on these feet and legs. He might say something like that. That makes sense. The Aflac commercial really don't have nothing to do with Coach Saban coaching. If anything, he probably do more commercials. It seems like to me, Coach Prime is in more commercials than ever. Do Coach Saban continue to do Aflac commercials? Why not? I mean, I don't know. Again, do he do it 5 more years? I think they still do their commercials. But the beauty of Coach Prime is he don't went all into Aflac, did the almonds, he don't got his kids in commercials. He don't expanded his reach, for his brand. So he's not just limited to, he's never was limited to him as a coach. He's never been limited to if he coaching or not, do he do commercials? That's the beauty about that. So Nick Saban got to figure out what he gonna do. Nick Saban might become I could see Nick Saban easily being offered a job to be a commentator. Easy. Do you imagine that? So he good. All the other coaches, big time coaches doing it. There's no way Nick Saban, unless he just disgusted and angry, got something else going on, that he's not going to be a big time commentator for college football. No way. He's not on game day or something. You see him retire, everybody should be trying to get him on this show. Nobody really talked to Nick Saban like that. So this will be a chance for him to really get to know him as a coach in the football mind, outside of these little just dry commercials that you see. Not commercials, these dry interviews. You really don't get a chance to dig into what he thinks. So I think him being a commentator will give you a real chance to hear what he thinks about football. So I think that's probably his next step. I really look at it. So with that, yeah, he should do some commercials, because he'll still be in front of the camera. He'll be more in the camera, you know. But those are just my thoughts here. I think a lot more is to come. Y'all make sure y'all like, make sure y'all share, subscribe. Make sure y'all check out the sponsors here. Tanggula box will be in the description. Go ahead and text Cable Cutter to 404-500-8451. The Tanggula box is the thing. Man, I'm watching Family Matters right now. I don't know. Maybe y'all young. Who old enough to remember Family Matters? I'm sitting watching Family Matters, got all 8, 9 seasons. It's like a going back in the time machine or something. I didn't even realize that Family Matters started in 1989. I remember watching in the 90s. I didn't realize the first season started in 89. But I'm sitting here watching Family Matters. I'm in season 1, maybe episode 3 or 4. Urkel haven't even arrived yet. It's like just taking you back. Man, that Tanggula box has all the old shows, old movies. You name it, it's there. Man, don't sleep on it. I was sleeping on it. I'm always surprised on what I find on the box. Now that I have more time, not watching no games, and my kids are enjoying it. I get to show them the old commercials I was watching back in the day. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. I think it's probably be good. I don't think Nick Saban has a lot of personality. You might be surprised, man. He get to show that personality. You're a coach. You're not trying to show personality. Coach Prime is one showing personality. He's a new school coach. Nick Saban probably got plenty of personality, at least for football. I won't call it that. Yeah, Nick Saban, man, he probably already got a contract. Be ready for that seed. Yes, sir. Yes, make sure y'all check out the sponsors and like I said, in the description. Got a Cable Cutter. And we also have the debtconverter.com. It's a new year. Get your money right. Y'all, with that, like I said, this is Greg with Greg Said It. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. I'm going to go ahead and get me some lunch. And I'll be talking to y'all soon. Y'all have a good one.